October 19th, 2024. What began as peaceful protests in Münster and Berlin quickly turned into scenes of state violence as demonstrators opposing the ongoing genocide in Gaza and the killing and destruction in Lebanon were brutally suppressed. This repression is no longer new in Germany. Since October 7th last year, pro-Palestinian voices across the country have been silenced not only by force, but by law, with protest bans criminalizing dissent. In Münster, a protester was violently arrested for merely defying a police order prohibiting him from speaking at the demonstration against Germany's role in the ongoing Palestinian genocide. A volunteer who followed him into a restaurant was punched to the ground by the police. Such acts of violence from authorities reveal a dangerous pattern. Protest is no longer tolerated, particularly when it challenges the government's unwavering support for Israel.
Before this demonstration, I got an email from the police telling me that I was banned from speaking on the demonstration. This was the second time after Monday that I got this ban, and I decided that I won't apply to this ban because this is against my right of free speech and against the freedom of speech, which is a basic law in Germany. So I decided I will nevertheless speak. And when we were in front of the Rathaus, I got the mic and spoke about the ban and what this means for the freedom of speech in Germany and why I was banned. And also I talked about the politicians lying all the time and they are still allowed to speak and lie to the public, and we as demonstrators are not allowed. So police said either I will leave the demonstration and hand myself into the police, or they will forcefully enter the demonstration. And I didn't want to go by myself, so police entered the demonstration by force and they dragged me out of the demonstration, and one cop, he grabbed my jaw and my neck and dragged me out like this, and also other demonstrators were hit and kicked and pushed in this process, and they dragged me into a restaurant, between the doors of the restaurant, and pushed me on the ground and handcuffed me. Then I was dragged through the restaurant through all the people that were sitting there, eating and drinking, treated like a criminal and presented like a criminal. And then I was put in the police car, in a cell, still handcuffed.
Protesters gathered outside the police station, calling for the release of their comrade who had been beaten and detained. But the government's response is clear. Freedom of speech and protest are secondary to the state's political alliances.
So we are forced to put every single Palestinian flag down because they are saying we are continuing a demonstration that was forbidden, the demonstration where Ramos was brutally arrested. So they're forcing us to take all the flags down and keeping us from showing any solidarity with Palestine right now because they're saying it is the same thing as when Ramos was arrested.
We are not allowed to use speakers. We are not allowed to use slogans referring to the Palestinian cause. We are not allowed to have Palestinian flags or any other flag. After this restriction happened, we said okay, let's put our kafirs on the flag, and that was also forbidden. And they said if we don't follow these restrictions, they will prohibit the demonstration.
They drove me to the police station, and I had to wait for a long time, still in the cell, and then they opened the door and told me to show them my hands, still handcuffed behind my back, and I said they are hurting. and one of the cops, he took the handcuff. It was like the plastic handcuff, and he pulled it so it would be even tighter, so it would hurt even more. Afterwards, they brought me into the police station, and they had searched my things, and then I was forced to undress myself in front of several cops. First, they said that I would have to also take off my underwear, like my boxer shorts, and that I should do like a squat, so they would see that I have nothing in my ass. And like this was a moment where I was scared. Yeah, I didn't want to do it, and fortunately they were fine with me just undressing without taking off my boxer shorts. Yeah, then they brought me into the cell. I was sitting there for some hours until the lawyer came. He told me that outside there was a demonstration in solidarity with me. He also told me that the cops don't want to release me because they are scared that I will speak at this demonstration. And after 2 hours, I was released. I got my things back, but I didn't get any update what is the charges against me, so I only got to know this through the lawyer, and I still don't have anything in written form told what the charges against me would be.
Berlin saw even harsher crackdowns. Protesters were attacked with batons, and even a teenage boy was left bleeding after being assaulted by officers. Germany's harsh response to these demonstrations reflects a deeper issue: a government that is not just silent on the violence in Gaza, but actively arming Israel. Police forces even deployed dogs to intimidate and attack protesters and medical volunteers providing aid. These scenes evoke memories of authoritarian regimes where dissent is met with brutality, and even compassion is criminalized.
The German police is like they have lost it. They just came and chased us with these dogs. Look at this. This is outrageous. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
This is Germany.
It's outrageous that they're willing to let these dogs loose. Like they're even going to people that are literally being treated. They're being treated. They're fucking being treated. They're fucking being treated. You fucking assholes. They have no respect. They have no respect. She is being treated. She is being treated here, and they let the dogs loose on them. You said crack. You are sick. You are fucking sick.
Germany's history of state repression is well known. The use of force to silence political opposition, especially during the Nazi era, still casts a long shadow. And now, as police crack down on protests supporting Palestinian rights, some see echoes of that authoritarian past re-emerging in today's Germany. Meanwhile, German Chancellor recently reaffirmed his government's unwavering support for Israel. And last week, he stated, Germany will continue to ensure Israel has the weapons it needs to defend itself. Since the escalation of violence in Gaza over a year ago, Germany has sent significant arms to Israel, including Iron Dome components and advanced military technology. But while the German Chancellor speaks of historic responsibility, critics argue that this support only deepens the suffering of Palestinians trapped in an ongoing genocide. Demonstrators opposing these policies are labeled criminals, their protests outlawed, their voices violently silenced. Over the past year, as the Israeli military intensified its actions in Gaza, pro-Palestinian protests in Germany have grown, but so has the state's aggression. While Germany arms Israel, it criminalizes those who dare to criticize its role in the conflict. Germany has gone as far as to ban pro-Palestinian protests in several cities, claiming it's necessary to prevent anti-Semitism and maintain public order. But for many, This is an excuse, a way to silence opposition to its role in ongoing genocide and extension of regional war, as German Chancellor doubles down on arming Israel. The German state suppresses its own citizens and marginalized communities who dare to stand for Palestinian and Lebanese lives. Germany today stands at a dangerous crossroads, with its increasing police violence, silencing of free speech, and military support for a genocide. The parallels to a darker, authoritarian past are undeniable. How much longer can the voices of solidarity be crushed before the foundations of democracy itself are eroded?
It's like we're watching Auschwitz on TikTok. Around Auschwitz, this is what we would have seen. People burning alive.